Hello, everybody. This is Dan here, and it is a beautiful Saturday morning in Nova Scotia, Canada. It is about 9:30 in the morning here. I got I'm all suited up and ready to go for the day. Well, half suited up anyway. No, I'm not wearing pants, but that is not what we're here to talk about. And before you get any pictures in your head, I'm still wearing my shorts. I thought I'd do this before I finished getting ready for the day and I had my breakfast. I have half my breakfast, so alright. So, in less than 2 months, The Dark Knight Rises is going to be upon us. Some feel it's a good thing, some feel it's bad, some are hesitant to predict one way or the other. From the beginning, I've had some of my doubts toward the project. I thought they should have just left it off with The Dark Knight. It went well. It was a perfect end to a series, but I guess they decided that they were going to do another one. Nolan has said time and time again that he would not do another one. He said it with The Dark Knight before he decided to do that he would not do another one unless they had a story that was worth telling. And it's not just Batman that he feels that way towards. It's whenever he approaches a project. He went through draft after draft after draft with Inception and with The Prestige. He's a very careful guy when he comes to committing to a project. And with that said, I have complete faith in The Dark Knight Rises from here out. That's going to be great, and that goes towards its cast and its characters and its writing. Some people say that some people will say that the writing isn't Batman. It's not a Batman character. It is. Batman is whoever the writer is making him out to be, and this is Batman, like it or not. So you can suck it up, Buttercup. I'm here to talk to you about a couple things. I want to give you my what I think is going down in the Batman world. Um, Towards the movie, go over what we know because, like I said, we're just under 2 months away from Nolan's final Batman movie. I'm a little, I'm a little sad about it, but I'm also really excited to see what comes out of it. So the first thing I'd like to talk to you about is what we do know about it, which actually isn't a lot. Even in terms of plot, we know the basic plot points. Bane attacks, Bane attacks the city. That's it. That's literally all we know plot-wise. But from the trailers and images, we know other things, of course. We know that the major players are all back in terms of the protagonist side. Lucius Fox is back. Uh, Batman's Batman's back at some point. Does he start off away from home as he did in Begins? Does he go away during the movie itself? That remains to be seen. Alfred's also back, and it also looks like we have two more morally ambiguous characters to add to it in Miranda Tate and John Blake. Not much is known about either of these characters. Of course, there's speculation. Two popular theories are that John Blake is actually Dick Grayson, and of course that is possible since the movie picks up 8 years after the end of The Dark Knight, where Batman takes the fall for Harvey Dent and his crime. So we pick up 8 years after, so it's very possible that this is actually Dick Grayson that we're seeing, not John Blake. And the other one is Miranda Tate. A lot of people are speculating Miranda Tate to be Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Liam Neeson's Batman Begins character, Ra's al Ghul. So we know about that, and we are going to talk about her in particular a little bit later in terms of what she is and what she is not, because she's actually recently come out and commented on it. Another thing that we know is we get to see the Batcave in working condition, which means, of course, Wayne Manor is back in play. We're not going to be seeing the Bat Bunker probably in this movie. We're going to have a fully functional Batcave. I don't know what to expect from that. I'm sure it's not going to be, comic-y. It's going to be up to date probably like the Tim Burton Batcave. That's probably what I'm expecting. You know, it has its function. Somewhere to park your car, change, and look at your surveillance, which is really all he needs anyway. Um, yeah, so we have that to look forward to. There is a lot of new stuff coming in, a lot of stuff that fans have been hoping for, and I'm not sure if I'm alone in this, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Bane. Last time I talked to you, I talked to you about the possibility of the character being a mixture between the character of Kane, uh, from the character of Kane, who was actually in Son of Demon, as sorry, as well as our traditional Bane. So it'd be more of the character's complexities of Bane mixed with the physicality and the look of Kane. And Kane himself, Lander, he's actually he's a big guy. He's very cartoony looking. Um, so we talked about that, and I am looking forward to seeing Bane done right. There's a few camps out there. Some people actually aren't really aware of what Bane is. Some people still to this day see and think that Bane is this goon that we've seen in Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, which really isn't the case. As a lot of as a lot of Batman fans can tell you, Bane is a brilliant strategic warrior. He doesn't need the venom, and in fact, most times, often not, he doesn't use the venom. It's only been a few occasions where he's pumped that stuff through him. I mean, when he does, he's off the deep end and he's destructive, but even when he's not, he's actually a match for Batman, physically and mentally. So that's actually he's actually what I'm really looking forward to. I mean, I know that he's a Latino. In the comics, he was born and raised in hell in Santa Prisca, a prison in Central America of unknown location. But I really don't think that's important as long as the characterization is right. I don't care. I don't really care about what he looks like, and I really don't. I never have. Some people felt that the Scarecrow sucked because of what he looked like, and I think Cillian Murphy was brilliant. But Tom Hardy, probably one of the best actors going today. You know, the first movie I've ever seen, and I'm not sure if it was his first movie or not, but Black Hawk Down. And ever since then, I've taken no end of pleasure to watching this guy, Tom Hardy, wreck people movie after movie after movie after movie. And his latest movie, I think it was his latest movie anyway, Warrior, damn good flick. I mean, towards the end, I think it was his shoulder, he dislocates his shoulder, and he just still continues on fighting. And then we move on to our other Bat character, Catwoman. And that's another thing that's actually kind of ambiguous. We kind of get the picture from the trailers and images that Bruce Wayne, Selina Kyle are enemies, but then we also kind of see Batman and Catwoman being allies. So, do the two know who the other is? I mean, I'm sure Batman can put two and two together, and that might make a morally gray area for where he's coming from and add to some of the plot of the movie. But what I'd really like to see is the two eventually coexisting. You know, show where one starts off and then where the relationship between the two rises. And the other thing that I'd like it to look at is the fact that this does take place 8 years after the Dark Knight, and I'd really like it to show Catwoman being present in Gotham during those 8 years and maybe being a vigilant They could portray her in the way that maybe, to a lesser extent anyway, a little bit less violent and gruesome than John Paul Valley's Azrael did. Batman, Batman laid low, and then Azrael took over as Batman. So I'd really like to see that kind of play out with Catwoman taking the forefront, and maybe that could be where the hostility towards Bruce Wayne goes toward, is that now he comes back and she's just expected to screw off and take her place. We have recently, within the last 24 hours actually, a new character poster for Catwoman. I guess you can't say that's a character poster, and shouldn't assume that it's Catwoman, but I am going to assume because I'm sure I'll be right with it. It shows her serrated stiletto heel going through a broken Batarang. Great poster, very subtle. Kind of shows a little of hostility, which once again to this point is ambiguous. So we're coming up towards my 15-minute mark, which is probably going to be my jump off mark, of course. What I'd like to go back to, my last video to you guys was an attack on HollywoodRape, and this one really is no different. He recently posted a video exposing The Dark Knight Rises and its plot. In one of the comments, he says that he's not serious about it, but I don't know if that means he's not serious, like, as being a jerk, or if he just made that stuff up, because so far it comes off to me that this guy's really serious about his hatred for the film and the franchise. He has been stating that this isn't Batman, and that Nolan's bastardized Batman and its characters and its universe, and he should be ashamed of himself, this, that, and the other thing. But I'd like to know, I've tried to look up the spoilers for Batman, and I've come across a few things. It's nothing that I'm sure you guys haven't came across, but I'm not going to get into those here because I'm very firmly against spoiling anybody, and I think HollywoodRape should be ashamed of himself for it. But also, if it's true, I'd really like to know where he got his information from, because I personally think it's him. He just wrote all this crap up, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. Because if, as of, I think it was less than a week ago, Marion Cotillard had an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, where she actually came straight out and said that Miranda Tate is not Talia al Ghul. When this was brought up, she was further asked, okay, well, is there a point where she starts off good? Does she go evil? Does she start off evil, go good? Is she pure evil? Is she pure good? And Marion's response to that was, she's a benevolent character. She is good. So I really don't know what he's talking about. I think, and I've mentioned this, I think in my very first video attacking him, that he really needs to do his research outside of the Batman comics that he particularly likes, the gothy ones, and the 60s television show, and all these things. There's more in Batman than he knows, and I think if he's really going to attack Nolan, he should do what he's telling us to do, and he should do the research himself, because if he did, he'd find out that he really has no clue what he's talking about, and his attacks have no basis. Anyway, I think it is about time for me to lose the shorts and put my pants on and finish my breakfast up and get out there. So if you guys have anything else to add, please feel free to comment, and I'll get back to you again. Once again, this is Dan. Have yourself a good day.